Hey everybody, hey. How's everybody doing today? It is Wednesday, July 5th. Yes, July 5th. 4th of July was yesterday, so today is July 5th, and it is time for our Q&A Wednesday, and I will give it a couple minutes for people to pop on if you guys are available, and I'll just sip my water. Today we're doing cucumber and strawberry. So, just see somebody just popped in. A couple people just popped in. Hey. How you doing? So I'll go ahead and get started. And I have posted in the group today a few questions that I wanted you all to think about. The first question was, how do you want to feel when you're thinking about your desires? How do you want to feel? What do you want to create, and what do you want to experience? And those are some really powerful questions. And when you really think about those questions, they can absolutely shape how your day goes, how your week goes, how your life goes. Because we all get the choice to decide how we want to feel in any given moment and what it is that we want to experience. Hey, Dawn, it's good to see you. Hello. So when you think about those questions, for me, they put me back in the power seat, right? That makes me feel like I am the driver. I get to decide what happens and how I respond to it. Or really, sometimes not what happens, but definitely how I respond to what happens. And so I'll give you an example of what happened. So I was in Italy. I was on my way to Italy. It was my first time traveling overseas. I was like super excited. I'm going to Italy. You know, I was all excited and hyped up to be there and really spend some time there. And I was there for about 2 weeks. And I had Italy on my vision board for like years. And I'd finally put the trip together and joined a group and went. And I was really excited. And something said to me as I was packing my things, just throw like a change of underclothes and like an extra bra and a pair of panties and another pair of socks in your overnight bag. On your carry-on bag. And I was like, okay, because I believe in checking a bag because I don't want to go through the airport lugging luggage behind me. Like, that's not an experience I want to have, so I absolutely believe in checking bags. Well, but somebody just said, just pack a little extra something in your overnight case. So I said, okay, or your carry-on bag. And I said, okay. So I put some extra things in the bag with me and, got on my flight, connected in New York, and was on my way to Rome, and it was like an overnight flight. And everything was great, or so I thought everything was great. I land, and other people on the flight with me are getting their bags, and I'm still waiting. And I'm like, well, it's a nondescript black bag. Like, everybody carries the same luggage, So I'm looking through everything. And the woman that was running the tour came on. She's like, so what's going on? I'm like, I can't find my bag. It's not here. And she was like, okay, well, let's keep looking. Sometimes they're a little slow. It's Italy. They move on their own time, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. So I'm going, like, I'm in Rome. It's great. I am here. It's just what it is. And we're waiting. And still no bag. And we couldn't hold up the tour anymore. So I had to go to, like, the baggage claim and tell them my luggage has been lost and filled out all the paperwork. Like, there's paperwork in Italy. Italy is very old school, and there's like paperwork that I have to fill out and give them all of my information, and I'm filling out my life here in these forms for my luggage. And the lady stamps it and she says, "Es normale." And I'm like, what? And they were like, no, it's normal. Like, this is normal. These things happen. It's not a big deal, is what that means. And I said, oh, okay. But I'm thinking, I don't have any clothes. Like, I don't have any clothes. Nothing. Except for the little extra change of underclothes and socks that I put in my bag. Like, other than that, there's nothing. And since it was an overnight flight, like, I'm in leggings and like a tank top and a shirt over that, and like some workout sneakers. Like I'm super comfortable because I knew when I landed, we were going to go back to the hotel, check in, and I could change clothes and freshen up, and then we would start our day, right? So yeah, no, none of that happened. We did go back to the hotel, and other people freshened up and changed their clothes and did all of that wonderful stuff, and I'm still wearing the same thing. And for like the first couple of hours, I'm rolling with it. It is what it is. I'm here. I'm just gonna enjoy it. And so I'm rolling through Rome, and we're doing this walking tour, and I'm glad I have my sneakers. But we're doing this walking tour, and we come back to the hotel, and we're getting ready for dinner, and still no luggage. And I'm like, we're going to a restaurant, and I don't want to go in sneakers and leggings and a t-shirt that I've been wearing like all day, and no luggage. And so, we go out to dinner, we're all together. It's just, we're toasting our first night in Italy, and it's great. So the next day, we have another thing planned for that day. Still no luggage. And so the night before, like, I'm washing out the underwear and the bra that I had on the night before, so I have the new stuff ready to go. Still no luggage. And I'm like, okay. I'm frustrated because, of course, I want my clothes, but then, like, it started clicking in my mind. You have a choice. You're in Italy, the place that you have dreamt about going for years. It's on your vision board and the whole 9 yards. Either you're going to be here now and have your mind here with what it is that you're doing, and you're going to enjoy this experience and take it all in, or you're going to ruin your time and be pissed that you don't have any clothes. And I was like, I'm here, and the bag is not here, but there's nothing I can do about the bag. So what do I want to experience while I'm here? Well, I want to go to the Vatican, and I want to go to St. Peter's Basilica, and I want to see all these things, and I want to eat the champagne gelato, and I want to take pictures, and I want to do all these things, and I'm not going to worry about my clothes. And I was in Rome for 4 days, and I'll have to post some of the pictures in the group, but I was in Rome for the first 4 days wearing the exact same thing every day. And it's like there are pictures of me, we're like riding around doing different things, and people are in different clothes, and my clothes stay the same. Like I still have one of these black leggings and this pink shirt, and it's like, but I don't care, and I have this big smile on my face because I'm in Rome, and this is where I wanted to be, and I wasn't going to allow circumstances that I could not control change the experience that I wanted to have while I was here, while I was there, because I knew, when am I going to come back? Like, this is my first time, and I really want to have a good time. I want to see everything that I came to see. I want to check everything off my list, and I'm not going to let the clothes distract from that. And so when I was thinking about those questions this morning to post for you ladies, that story came to my mind because I really believe that we have, when we desire something, we get to set the tone for our experience. We get to decide how we want to feel. And I could have let the fact that I didn't have any clothes, and I'm washing out my clothes in the sink every night and hanging them up to dry, and sometimes wearing them damp the next day because they didn't dry like overnight. I could have let, my cat is being playful. I could have let that ruin my trip and ruin the experience, this once in a lifetime experience. And so I just really believe that we get to decide what it is that we want to experience. We get to decide how we want to feel. And I just decided that I'm here and I'm doing this, and the clothes are going to show up when the clothes show up. And we were moving on to the Amalfi Coast, I think on day 5. And I had just, like, I was doing everything. I went out to clubs, I went to restaurants, I went on tours wearing the same thing. And other people on the tour were like, oh, your clothes still haven't come. And I'm like, nope, but we're going to this restaurant. Like, it just didn't matter for me at that point because I just wanted to have a good time. And so I told the hotel, I said, well, I'm leaving tomorrow morning. This is where we're going next. So if my luggage arrives after I'm gone, you can just have it sent here. And he was like, okay. Italians are so, like, laid back. They were like, okay, like, it's just no big deal. And we were leaving on a Monday. This was Sunday night. And we had gone out to dinner. We were coming back. And he was like, your luggage is here. And I said, well, look at God. Won't he do it? Like, I was leaving and I definitely wasn't coming back to that particular hotel, but I was going down to Sorrento and Capri, and I would be there for about 5 or 6 more days. And I was like, if I have to wear the same thing every day, then I will wear the same thing every day. And so I tell you all that story because we get to decide how we want to experience life. We get to choose our desires and our passions and what we want to create for ourselves. We absolutely get to decide that. And when you get clear on your desires and how your desires make you feel and how you want to feel, right? Because I think we want the things that we want or the desires that we have because of how we think having it is going to make us feel, right? So I want to buy this house because if I'm in this big house, I'm going to feel expansive and I'm going to feel comfortable when I entertain and, or I want to make X amount of dollars because if I make, $100K a year, that's going to give me a sense of freedom. I'll be able to be more generous and help some other folks out. I'll be able to buy all the things that I want to buy. So we have these desires, whatever they may be. I just want to be healthy in my body, right? I want to, work out with a trainer because I want to get into the best shape of my life. We have those desires because of how achieving it, the experience of it is how it's going to make us feel. And so that I think is really powerful, and that taps into our powers as women, as creators. Yes, Dawn, it totally, I decided after the first night, I can't, let that bother me not having any luggage because I'm here and, so we just have to roll with it. So yes, people could definitely allow that to ruin their time. But even if it's not a trip, it could be what you're having, what's going on in your day at work. I still work in corporate America, and I went to work, and it was a couple days ago, I think right before, maybe it was Monday or maybe Friday, and someone had said to me, so, how's your day going? And I said, it's great. And they said, it is. And I said, yeah, I decided it was going to be great before I even got here. You know what I mean? So it's that sort of thing. We as women get to be creators and decide this is the experience that I'm going to have. Now, here's the thing that I think a lot of us get tripped up on, and I still get tripped up on it sometimes too, is once we decide the experience that we have, once we say this is our desire and I want this and I want to achieve this or experience it, then we have to receive it. And receiving it, I think, is where a lot of us are like, uh-oh. We get a little shaky in our power because we start to doubt when it doesn't manifest instantly. We start to wonder, is it coming? Am I going to have this? Can I do this? Am I worthy of this? Because it's not happening fast enough, right? And so I think when you start to really start to create and craft your desires and start to think about what it is that you want to experience, you have to know that you're able to receive that which you're calling into yourself. So that was my story today. And those 3 questions, I really want you guys to journal about these questions and really think about them. It's how do I want to feel? What do I want to create? And what do I want to experience? And I think when you get clear, I know that when you get clear on those questions, the answers to those questions, your desires start bubbling up, right? They bubble up and you become very, very sure about what it is that you're wanting, how you're wanting to feel, what you're wanting to create, and then you start to get into the space of I can have this and this is possible, and then you start receiving it. And that's the power that we have as women, I'll say it again, is that receptive power of I want this and I am going to let it come to me. I'm going to take action that's needed, but I am going to receive it. Because as you know, and I think I've said to you guys before, that we are the only beings that bring things from the spiritual into the physical. We are a gateway as women. So, but that's all I wanted to say to you guys tonight. Did you all have any questions about receiving, about the questions that I posted in the group earlier, or about using your desires to create your feeling and your experience. Any questions? Any questions? I'll give you a couple seconds to type anything in if you have any. No? No questions? Okay, cool. Then I will see you guys next week, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you think of some questions later, post them in the notes underneath this video, and I will absolutely answer them as soon as I can. All right, so thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you later. Bye.